could you imagine if your grandfather kept a journal and he was a truck driver, and he had been and all of his adventures and experiences he put in a journal, and then he passed away, and then you found the journal and you could read about all these crazy adventures that your grandfather had. Wouldn't that be awesome? Well, that's what we have today. A subscriber from Europe found her grandfather's journal, and this was the first story in the journal. She's going to send me some more. And if this story shows us what's coming, we're all going to enjoy this. Enjoy the story, and make sure that you leave a comment down below for his granddaughter, because she didn't have to share this story. I really do appreciate it, and she won't let me do anything for her. So make sure you give some gratitude in the comments section below. All right? I really appreciate it. So the story unfolds, and Jack's driving a truck, of course, because he's a truck driver. I'm going to call him Whitebeard because that's pretty much what everybody called him, I guess. So Whitebeard's driving his semi-truck. He's in Europe, and it's just about sunset. So he's driving down the road, and the sunset behind him, and there's that whole view that happens as the light slowly fades away. You know what I mean? So he's driving down this road, and it finally gets into darkness. And out in the country, especially in Europe, there are no lights. You might get an occasional house or something, but there is no light pollution at all. It is darkness. So it's just Jack, an empty road, and headlights. That's it. That's all there is. And he's driving. This is nothing he's been doing for many years, so he's very used to this. He's driving down this road. Way off in the distance, he sees a blinking light. And it's very apparent because, like I said, pitch black. Okay? Pitch black. Sees this blinking light. He raises his curiosity, so he's like, okay, let's see what this is. So he continues down the road, and he slows down. He gets up to it, and it's a disabled car on kind of half in the lane and half off the road. So he pulls over, turns on his hazard lights, jumps out, goes over and taps on the window. The woman inside looks up at him, and she has like this relieved look and also a worried look, probably because she doesn't know. Just guessing there, but that would be my guess. She looks up at him, and he says, "Are you all right, miss?" The woman says, "Yeah, my car broke down. I'm actually on my way to the next town over to start a new job, and I don't know what I'm going to do because I have no signal here." Now, this is in the 90s when there were cell phones, but they weren't the best cell phones in the world, and coverage wasn't great. So we can kind of understand what's happening here. So he says, "Oh, no problem, ma'am. I'll help you out. Jump in the truck. I'll bring you up to the next town, and we'll get you taken care of. I know the next town up. There's a mechanic. There's a hotel. You can call who you need to call. Get your car towed out here. Get it fixed. But let's get you up to the next town so that you can get some help." And she's like, "I really appreciate this, mister. Thank you." And she jumps in the truck with him. Well, as they start rolling down the road, you can feel the tension in the air. They're two strangers. They don't really know each other. They're not sure what to expect. You got that whole suspenseful tension thing going on. Well, the lady breaks the tension, and she starts telling Whitebeard the story of what's going on. She's a school teacher, and her mom had passed away, and she found a job in a neighboring town because she couldn't really live in the town where her mom and her lived all of her life. So she wanted to get away from that because everything reminded her of her mom, and she wanted to kind of start over new. So this was this next town that she was going to. And so as Whitebeard listened to the story, he nodded his head a couple times, didn't say a lot. And when she got done talking, he started explaining who he was and that he was a truck driver, and started telling her some trucking stories. Because, all truck drivers, they got stories. And Whitebeard, he's definitely got stories. So he was telling her some stories. And after a while, the tension broke, and they were kind of like talking back and forth and kind of laughing and joking. And it seemed like it was a much better environment. The tension was totally gone, and they kind of both trusted each other at that point. Well, they come into the next town, and he drops her off. Now, you would think the story would end here, but it really doesn't. Because as he's walking away, he's thinking, wow, it feels really good to be able to help somebody out like that. And little did he know that his night wasn't over. The surprises had just begun. So he starts driving down the road, and he sees out of the corner of his eye, on his passenger seat, he sees a box, some kind of a package, and there's a piece of paper taped to the top of it. So he reaches over and he grabs it, and he looks down at it, and it says Whitebeard on it, which is odd, because that's his name, but that's not his package. And the only person that could have left it there was the teacher. So his curiosity is very much piqued. So he pulls over to the next safest place that he could find, and he grabs a package and he rips it open, and there's a letter inside with a locket. And the letter says, "Thank you so much for helping me. I really do appreciate your help. You helped me in my time of need. I want to give you this locket. It was my mother's. And I hope it brings you good luck and safe travels. And I just want to tell you how much I really appreciate what you did for me tonight." So Whitebeard, he reads it and he grabs the locket, and it's got like a little chain on it, and he hangs it down off his brake down below, and he's, pulls out on the road, and he's thinking, I never saw her write a letter. I didn't see a package. And I never saw her do any of that. Did she know I was going to help her before this? Truckers are people too. Make sure that you do subscribe, like, and follow, and all those things. And we'll see you on the next video. Driving with John is coming!